What if Hades, the solemn king of the underworld, had a secret? A secret he guarded not just from his brothers on Olympus, but from the entire cosmos. What if this secret wasn't a monstrous beast or a hidden treasure, but a child? A daughter, born not from the cold shadows of the abyss, but destined to become the ultimate balance between life and death, right here in our modern world. Picture this: New York City. The relentless hum of traffic, the endless sea of faces. And in the middle of it all, a 19-year-old barista named Nixara. To anyone who glances her way, she's just another part of the city's background noise. Black hoodies are her uniform, a quiet corner her sanctuary. She's unassuming, invisible. But the shadows treat her differently. They stretch towards her, clinging to her steps like loyal, silent pets, whispering secrets only she can almost hear. She's always felt it, this pull from the darkness, this sense that she's not quite like everyone else. She just never knew why, until one fateful night. The screech of tires on wet asphalt, a pedestrian frozen in the glare of headlights, a car hydroplaning, spinning out of control. It's a scene replayed 1,000 times in the city, always ending in tragedy. But not this time. For Nixara, time doesn't just slow down. It stops. For 3 solid seconds, the world holds its breath. The rain hangs in the air like suspended jewels. The driver's panicked face is a frozen mask. The pedestrian's scream is a silent "oh," and in that stillness, Nixara shoves the person out of the way. Then, just as suddenly, time crashes back into motion. The car smashes into a lamppost, missing the pedestrian by inches. Chaos erupts. People rush to help, sirens wail in the distance. But Nixara is focused on something else. In the reflection of a rain-slicked store window, her own eyes stare back at her, glowing with an intense, terrifying crimson light. That's when the whispers start. Not the faint murmurs from the shadows she's used to, but clear, resonant voices echoing from a place far, far away. They ripple through her mind, a chorus from the underworld itself. "Daughter." It is time. The words are a command, an ancient summons she feels in her very bones. She stumbles away from the scene, her heart hammering against her ribs, the glowing red in her reflection fading but the feeling of power still crackling under her skin. She gets back to her small apartment, locks the door, and leans against it, trying to process what just happened. Did she imagine it? The glowing eyes, the voices, and then he appears. Not in a plume of smoke or a crash of thunder. He simply coalesces from the deepest shadows in her room. It's Hades, but he's not the cackling villain from the storybooks. There are no horns, no pitchfork. Before her stands a king, his features carved from ancient sorrow, his eyes holding the weight of millennia. He looks less like a god of evil and more like a weary monarch, burdened by an impossible duty. He looks at her, and for the first time, she doesn't see a stranger. She sees a father. He tells her everything. She is Nixara, his daughter. He hid her in the mortal world, cloaked her in a mundane life, to protect her. Protect her from whom? From the very top of the food chain, Zeus, her uncle. The king of Olympus fears her, not for what she is, but for what she can become. Hades explains her true nature. She is not a creature of pure darkness. She is the arbiter, the judge. With a single touch, she can see into a soul, weigh its triumphs and its sins, its light and its shadows, and pass judgment. It's a power no god, titan, or mortal has ever wielded. A power that could shift the entire cosmic balance. And now, her cover is blown. That single, selfless act of stopping time was like a flare shot into the cosmic sky. Everyone felt it. The secret is out, and they are coming for her. The world warps around Nixara. Angels with wings of sterile light, demigods with brand-name armor, and monsters crawling from the forgotten cracks of the city. They all emerge, drawn to this sudden explosion of power. Some want to control her, others want to destroy her, and a few just want to witness the coming storm. Her quiet life is shattered forever. For a moment, fear grips her. She's just a barista. What can she do against gods and monsters? But then she feels it again. That power, that ancient energy, not just crackling beneath her skin, but singing in her blood. This isn't a curse. It's her birthright. As a winged, lion-like beast of Olympus dives towards her from a skyscraper, Nixara doesn't run. She stands her ground, and for the first time embraces her destiny. Black fire, cool and silent, erupts from her outstretched hands, not burning the creature, but consuming its divine light, turning it to dust. The shadows around her are no longer passive followers. They rise, twisting and coalescing into massive snarling wolves with eyes of red ember. She is a walking eclipse, a living embodiment of the twilight between worlds. The sky above New York tears open. A storm of impossible fury descends, lightning cracking not from clouds, but from a tear in reality itself. Zeus, king of the gods, arrives in a tempest of ego and power. His voice is the thunder that shakes the foundations of the city. He demands she surrender her power, her very existence, but the terrified barista is gone. In her place stands Nyxara, queen of shadows, her face calm, her red eyes burning with the cold fire of the underworld. Lightning versus shadow flame. Thunder versus the silent, crushing energy of death. The battle is cataclysmic. Zeus hurls bolts that could level mountains. Nyxara catches them in vortexes of pure darkness. He is raw, explosive power. She is absolute, inevitable judgment. The fight is a stalemate, a clash of two fundamental forces, and then Nyxara does the unexpected. She sidesteps a bolt of lightning, closes the distance in a blink, and grabs Zeus's arm. Her touch is gentle, there is no shock, no pain. But for Zeus, it is the most terrifying thing he has ever experienced. His entire existence flashes before his eyes. Every act of vanity, every betrayal, every moment of cruelty and arrogance, all laid bare. He feels the weight of every soul he ever wronged. It's not a physical attack, it's a spiritual reckoning. Nyxara judges his soul. Zeus, the mighty king, collapses to his knees. He isn't dead, he isn't even physically harmed, he is just terrified, humbled, defeated by a truth he could never face. In a voice barely above a whisper, he yields. The storm recedes. The tear in the sky seals. The monsters and demigods retreat into the shadows they came from. Nyxara stands alone in the sudden silence of the city. She has done the impossible. She has judged a god and won. From that day on, the world changed. Nyxara didn't seize a throne or demand worship. She became what she was born to be, the bridge. The quiet protector who walks the line between our world and the next. She is the final say, the ultimate arbiter, ensuring balance. She isn't a destroyer. She's a guardian, the silent queen of two worlds. The mortal world whispers her name in myths and legends, a new goddess for a new age, but few, if any, ever see her. She walks the night, a myth reborn, a shadow of justice in a world that needs it more than ever. If you love modern myth retellings that bring the ancient gods crashing into our world, make sure you subscribe to Legendary Myth. Hit that notification bell before Nyxara's shadow falls across your screen. Thanks for watching.